Due to Cyclone Idai, city volunteers conduct disaster assessments in multiple villages in Mozambique. Tzu Chi US Headquarters holds a press conference to publicize the 2019 TIMA Global Forum. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the aftermath of Cyclone Idai, city volunteers have begun a disaster relief mission. They visited the Buzi Town in Mozambique, which is one of the most affected areas. As the roads are still being blocked, many evacuation shelters lack food.
Tzu Chi volunteers have continued to care for the affected residents after the cyclone damages. The water is still receding almost 2 weeks after the storm. Volunteers have to be careful while driving on the muddy roads.
Não entra no buraco!
Buzi is one of the most affected areas in the country. Normally, the rainy season begins in December and ends in March, but Cyclone Idai had brought heavy rains, leading the Buzi River to burst its banks. Most of the crops have been ruined as well. The residents make a living from farming. While encountering such a severe natural disaster, there is nothing they could do about it. During the disaster relief mission in both Buzi and Buzi Town, volunteers saw most of the houses were destroyed. As we can see, many are thatched houses or houses made of branches. Therefore, they couldn't handle strong winds. At the local school in Namantanda, the rooftops were blown off and the textbooks were soaking wet. Shelters are arranged for the cyclone survivors, but many still lack food supplies due to roads being blocked. At one of the shelters, 44 people had to share 1 cup of beans in order to fill their stomach.
Esse copo para esta sala vem quantos? Quantos copos? Copo de feijão. Para almoço ou jantar?
Não tem jantar, se almoço só.
Okay.
These tents over here are the evacuation shelters. Unlike others, the survivor is lucky enough to have a pot and corn flour to cook food with.
For now, we're living here. We didn't receive any assistances from others. Each family only received a cup of food. It doesn't matter how many people are in your family. There's only 1 cup of food, a cup of beans, a cup of corn flour, or a cup of rice. You don't know what kind of food you will get each time. Just think about it. What happens for a family with many members? How do they live with just a cup of food? Not only do we lack food supplies, but we also don't have clean clothes to change into. When the disaster came, we didn't bring in many things with us. The clothes that we're wearing are all we have. It's difficult for us to wash them. I hope someone can come and help us.
The request of the survivor is also thousands of affected residents' heartfelt wishes. As one can see, the affected residents are in desperate need of help.
In the aftermath of the snowstorm in Qinghai, China, city volunteers assessed the damages, purchased daily supplies, and then conducted multiple distributions. There were some touching stories during the process.
In order to produce the Tzu Chi's aid supplies in time for the Tibetan herdsmen, the machines of the Samba manufacturing plant operated non-stop for 7 days.
After receiving Tzu Chi's purchase order, we have been working non-stop for 24 hours because these are disaster relief aid supplies.
Although the factory had to work overtime, the owner did not neglect quality control because these life-saving foods are all going to be given to help his fellow countrymen.
We chose the best sampa from Haixi. The final product, which was grounded from the highest quality flour, is very tasty.
After delivering the supplies on time, Cao Yu joined the volunteers to personally conduct the distributions to experience the joy of giving.
I'm also a Tibetan myself. Coming over to participate in the distribution, I feel more fulfilled. I can also feel the passion of these Tibetans in this pastoral area.
At the distribution site, the volunteers were busy handing out the aid supplies. The herdsmen who had received the supplies were all beaming with smiles. 70-year-old Ala, who once received relief supplies from Tzu Chi 23 years ago, was also affected by the disaster this time. Upon seeing the volunteers, he quickly told them his two wishes.
师傅，你在安庆我一直忘不下。1996年我们学车的时候，你救了一个，名字叫阿拉，今年70岁了。今年你看就这么个我们学车里面，救了我们这么多的困难的时候给了，我一直忘不下。谢谢你，谢谢你，我一直忘不下，谢谢你，谢谢你。
Ala was choking up while expressing his gratitude to the Tzu Chi volunteers.
你跟师傅说的话，师傅都会听到哦。那你就好好带回去。好好珍藏。想师傅的时候就拿出来看。
After fulfilling his wishes, the volunteers followed Ala back to his home. Ala not only kept the aid supply notification slip from 1996, but was also grateful for the aid supplies he had received this time around.
It's good to have both the Tibetan butter and sampa in my life. If we Tibetans do not have sampa to eat, we would feel like something is missing in our lives.
96年的时候，我们学车，我这女儿就把死么了。我这丫头嘛，我这嘎娃没啥吃的没有。你们还给我粮食，给我钱，我1000多一点粮食可以买了。我这些就不是就买着嘛。
Allah keeps Tzu Chi volunteers' love deep inside his heart, and he will never forget it in his whole lifetime.
Tzu Chi US Headquarters has been caring for the homeless for a long time. This time, Hope for Home Pomona Homeless Service Center in California invited Tzu Chi to join the event. Since it was cold on that day, volunteers brought blankets and scarves for the homeless people.
This homeless service center provides 200 beds. Tzu Chi volunteers brought love and warmth here.
I feel very good here. This is a very good event. I'm happy for it. Thank you for having me, receiving the blanket.
I am so grateful to have been in relationship with Tzu Chi Foundation. Every year have come to support us in the work that we're doing. So every year, Tzu Chi Foundation has come to our shelter and provided these beautiful blankets that were made by hand and with bottles and scarves and all kinds of different things.
It's amazing. We finally have a big shelter out here. There are so many homeless people here, and we're always so happy that Tzu Chi comes in with their volunteers and helps out. Every homeless person here is going to get a blanket and the scarves. I mean, it's amazing. They're going to be so happy.
Today we're at Hope for Home. It is an opportunity to get people from out the streets in LA County, bring them in here and be able to give them services, whether it's mental health, whether it's medical, or housing. We always look forward to having Tzu Chi at these events because you're a community partner with us, and together we can end homelessness.
Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for the homeless for a long time. They not only provide food, but also spread love and warmth.
Tzu Chi US Headquarters held a press conference to publicize the 2019 TIMA Global Forum. At the press conference, Tzu Chi USA also officially launched a fundraising initiative to help the flood survivors in Eastern Africa. The Tzu Chi US Headquarters held a press conference at the El Monte Liaison Office, hoping to spread the news about the 2019 TIMA Global Forum and also to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Tzu Chi USA. At the press conference, Tzu Chi also initiated a fundraising activity for the flood survivors in Eastern Africa. They hope all Americans will reach out to help those who are affected by Cyclone Idai.
Using this occasion, we hope the media will officially spread the word to the mainstream public that we're starting to raise funds and inspire love for the residents in Africa.
UCLA professor Ka-Ki Tu will lead 10 members of his research team to join this global forum. He has especially come to attend the press conference.
奇迹有一个很好的系统
Tzu Chi has a great system. It has doctors who practice traditional Chinese medicine, Western medicine, dentistry, and ophthalmology. It focuses on holistic care. There are also many volunteers, and if the volunteers can learn to prevent illnesses from both Eastern and Western medicines, then we can care for the patients and their families. Therefore, I think Tzu Chi has a really well thought out system.
The CEO of the Tzu Chi Foundation's charity mission, Yan Bo-wen, is visiting Tzu Chi USA for the first time. He has delivered his best wishes to all.
我想仁义主要是集结全球各地的
The global team of doctors have expertise in Western medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, and pharmaceuticals. They can all share their various experiences as they learn from each other. It will benefit them as they participate in both emergency-free clinics and or regular free clinics.
也能够有达到互相交流学习的目的。
After the press conference was finished, everyone headed over to the Tzu Chi Medical Center in Alhambra. 30 years ago, when Tzu Chi USA was first established, this was the first office and free clinic center. At the Tzu Chi Great Love Preschool in Wona, the preschoolers welcomed the guests from Taiwan with their creative project pieces.
We can
see how Tzu Chi's affiliates in the United States are making an impact on the overall population. We really admire these great efforts because we know it is very difficult to present the education or medical humanitarian culture taught by our master Zheng Yan to the mainstream culture.
The TIMA Global Forum is being held in California, welcoming more than 500 medical professionals from 16 countries. Tzu Chi USA mobilized many volunteers to prepare for the event. There are more than 9,000 people waiting for organ transplants in Taiwan, but on average, only 200 people donate organs every year. Now, some hospitals are using 3D artificial organs to preserve the integrity of donors' bodies and increase people's willingness to donate.
We started from November 2009 using a picture of an organ and placing it where the organ had been taken away. We wanted it to give family members the idea that the patient's organs are there.
Since 2016, Qinghai Hospital has been using 3D printing technology to replace organs donated by donors.
The raw material enters here. It is simply cornstarch and polylactic acid. After this, it passes through this process, which dissolves it into a solution. Then it comes out of the nozzle according to the computer image. It is built layers by layer.
Using cornstarch as a base and then using the computer tomography and ultrasound images donors use for medical treatment leads to these custom 3D organs. Kidneys can be done in 1 hour and the liver takes 6 to 7 hours. After printing, it will be colored according to the actual color of the organ to make it more realistic.
We must use the patient's ultrasound. We measure the organ's length, width, and height. We reduce the original image to this size and then do 3D printing. This is the kidney of a 2-year-old child.
Medical technology is more and more developed, but many human diseases still require organ transplants. At the moment, there are still too many restrictions regarding organ transplants. Some scientists have thought of modifying the genes in pigs to cultivate human organs.
Some regenerative medical technology can be used to make new organs. At the present stage, it's still a way off into the future. The organs they are working with right now are still small organs and still have trouble coping with the needs of the human body.
Regarding organ shortage in 2014, the Ministry of Health and Welfare set up methods regulating the allocation and management of organ transplants. If one's spouse or third-degree relative was an organ donor, they can receive priority treatment. Because of a car accident, Ms. Liu's 2 younger brothers were injured, with the younger brother accepting an organ donation and the other brother giving up the organ.
I'm not the only family of an organ donor today, but also the family of an organ recipient. This is because my younger brother's involvement in a car accident led him to receive bones from another person. It might be his elder brother teaching him other people are helping you out, and you must cherish this gift.
The recipients are alive and healthy, which is the most gratifying thing for the families of donors. After all, the love of the humanity is fulfilled through such gifts. The family's prayer is for a 55-year-old member of the Turoko tribe. In December 2017, a fall at home caused traumatic cerebral hemorrhage. He could not be saved, and the family decided to donate his organs.
Younger brother used to help a lot of other people. He was also a member of the Taiwan Rescue Association. He also acts as an instructor himself. As long as there is a disaster, he will definitely go to that place.
Following year, at a concert for organ donation, Doyoung Marsun and his mother attended and shared some thoughts about their younger brother. Out of grief of losing a loved one, the family has found peace of mind, also experiencing wisdom about life.
He's still alive, and he feels so good. My mother feels so good. I want to help others, and he is still alive.
There's a mother-son duo who lives in the remote mountainous areas of Kaohsiung. The son suffers from oral cancer, and the grandma has mobility issues. After the 2009 Typhoon Morakot, they became Tzu Chi care recipients, and the volunteers treat them like family.
We are heading to Jiaxian, to a care recipient's home. The son suffers from oral cancer, but it is under control now. His mother's around 80 years old already. It's just the 2 of them living in the mountainous area. They have a few of gricilaria. It's a really remote area. They basically have no neighbors around them. The grandma's always super happy when we visit, especially with the little ones here. They have been visiting her ever since the beginning. Whenever the grandma would see them running and playing around, she would have the biggest smile on her face. One time when we were about to leave, the grandma started to cry. I was taken aback. I saw that she was crying, so I went and asked her what happened. She told us that since we were leaving, she was going to miss us very much. I helped her wipe away her tears and told her that we were going to come back often to visit her, so there's no need to be sad. So now the kids all call her great-grandma when they see her. So every time when I say that we are going to go see great-grandma, they will automatically know that we are heading over to Jiaxian.
I'm cooking up some marinated minced mushrooms. This is going to go into the taro porridge that we will be making. I'm going to add some cabbage and celery as well. It is going to be very flavorful. Because both the grandma and her son can't eat foods, they are too hard to chew, so we've decided to make porridge for everyone to enjoy.
He used to be very closed off in the beginning. It was due to the oral cancer. After he underwent the surgery, his face ended up with some deformities. He was greatly affected by that. We often told him that the human mind is actually very powerful. If you feel joyful yourself and put your focus and efforts on your work and on your mother, then you won't feel so down anymore.
They would come celebrate Lunar New Year's with us. The Tzu Chi volunteers have been caring for us for more than 10 years already. They are really good to us. They take care of a lot of households around this area, although they take specially good care of me and my mother. Maybe we have some special affinity, I guess.
Inside the whole house, it's filled with all her canes. It is not convenient for her to walk around like this. So whenever I am over, I will help her clean up the place. The grandma will always tell me that I don't need to help her clean the kitchen every time. Then my response will always be that since I cannot use my cell phone here, I might as well scrub the soaps clean. This will always make her laugh. When she's happy, then we feel joyful as well. The doctor has also issued an IC card for severe illness to me, because the medication can only help alleviate the symptoms, but there is no cure. I have to take steroids to control my illness from getting out of hand. So you see, we must coexist peacefully with our illnesses. Why? There's absolutely no need to feel that way. We are just like family. Families care about one another. Like, I live in Kaohsiung, and if I see that there's heavy rain falling, I will worry about what is happening over here. I will immediately call you guys to see if everything was alright. Knowing that you guys are safe and sound, it puts me at ease. We are going to head back to Kaohsiung now. Go say goodbye to great-grandma. Give her a big hug and let her know that we are leaving. Oh no, great-grandma's tearing up again. Go give her tons of hugs. She's about to cry. See, she just loves it when you guys come visit her. Go tell great-grandma that there's no need to cry. Let her know that we'll be back very soon. We'll come back again in a few days. Oh no, don't cry. No need to be sad, okay? We will come back again. No need to miss us this much, okay? We have already treated here like it's our second home. We will come back very often. Don't you worry, okay? And before you know it, we will be back.
In Taiwan, as Children's Day is approaching, Kaohsiung Education Bureau has planned a series of activities for parents and their children to enjoy some quality time together. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.